thought it might be interesting to show a little bit about what goes on behind the scenes. A lot of people think that I get bored or lonely or all sorts of other stuff. So I can say on this whole trip I've read a total of 1 book, which is the Richard Branson autobiography, and I've started on the second one, which is all about his business. So don't ask me what's going on there, but so yeah, what goes on behind the scenes. When I've got access to the roads like I do today, where Richard's running, I try to support him. So that's like a moving aid station, and part of that is he doesn't need to carry anything, which means he can cover some more mileage. And as anyone that was watching this early on in the piece would know, Rich got an injury probably about, I don't know, week 7 or something, and it put him out for a week, and it had a lot to do with him carrying a heavy pack, and as such sort of adjusting his posture to kind of compensate for that heavy pack. So as often as possible we try to do this. So it means for me, instead of him carrying all his nutrition, I'll give it to him. We sort of keep all our sports nutrition in like little tubs, and then we've got the big tubs of it underneath the seats. So sort of a manageable amount, having it all up here. So on the hour, every hour he gets a choice of some gels, a bar, actually half of one, or a gel. So yeah, and I just sort of, sometimes I can pick it, I'll just give him what I think he's going to want, but generally he just chooses something different. Yeah, I think the thing with running long distances is you just get quite, you know your needs, and it's very hard for other people to guess them. He gets a sports drink during his run when I'm supporting him. When he's by himself, he has to make this up, or I make it up afterwards, and he has it after his run, which is like an electrolyte replacement thing, which is really good today because he's a little bit hungover. So get the electrolytes in, and after he finishes running, I make this awesome shake up, which is the Musashi one, but I mix it with leftover coffee from the morning, and I put it in the freezer, so it's sort of like a slushy kind of chocolate coffee drink. And yeah, that's kind of it. So I meet him every sort of 4 to 5 Ks. He can certainly run longer without water or without stuff, but we don't see the point, like it's pretty hot up here in Queensland, and there's no point getting thirsty or hungry when you don't need to. So yeah, it seems to be working. We're down to under 900 kilometres, so it's amazing. Yeah, whatever we're doing seems to be working, and Alan from Next Level Nutrition actually did this diet plan. He said this is what you're going to need if you're running this far and for this long every day, and we've just stuck to it, and it's worked. Yeah, all good. Sometimes it's a good excuse to make another cup of coffee or another plunger worth of coffee while I'm waiting for him to finish running, because yeah, it's been one of the highlights actually of this trip, is having really nice coffee. If I'd relied on the cafes or petrol stations along the way, I'd be very, very unhappy by now, because they usually charge you a fortune, and it's made in a little press a button machine and burns your mouth, and ugh. So yeah, having some coffee has just been brilliant. Richard's got about 8 Ks to go now. He's going to be running through the Burdekin Dam. We got permission from the Water Minister, Mark McArdle, to go under the dam. Or he did, I don't, because the vehicle doesn't fit. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, I don't think many people get to go under it. We've met a few people that said they'd really love to. And I think Rich is realising now that it's actually quite a special thing, that not only has he been allowed to do it, but he gets to see, the tunnel under the biggest dam in Queensland. So I'm just adding some milk to this. Flavour-wise, it helps just kind of thicken the shake up for Rich, which is the regenerator and some coffee. But more than anything, it's just another way of chucking some fat and calcium into his diet. When he does these longer days, especially in the heat, he's not quite as hungry, and he won't tend to snack as much, so I've got to be kind of I don't know, like I'm a bit more proactive in what he eats. Usually I just leave him to it because he just grazes, but I'm just going to make sure he keeps up everything. And another thing we've got is, this is the the system we have for tablets. So I actually need to redo them. I do them about once a week, and yeah, actually we're completely out. So I write little things on there like Friday, and then there's a little song about Friday, and then Wednesday, because it's hump day, we've got my humps, and what else? Saturday is yay for the weekend, party, and then party's crossed out and run's written in its place. Thursday, $10 Palmer at the pub, good value. Palmers all along the BNT, priceless. We're big fans of Palmers. Sunday, no rest for the adventurous. So it's a little bit patronising, but it gets him to take his tablets because he wasn't taking them, and I just got really frustrated at leaving these piles of, you know, vitamins and all the other stuff he takes there, and they'd still be there in the morning. So it works. What else? Oh, so tonight he's got an overnighter. I need to pack his bag for him. It's going to have his sleeping bag, which I need to get into like a tiny little satchel thing. And what else? It's got all his first aid stuff that he needs. Just, well, it's not really a full kit, but it'll do because he's running along the road, so it's pretty basic. It's a compression bandage, some crampies gel, sunscreen, contact lenses, band-aids, and matches, and some lube. And this one is his nutrition for the next 24 hours. So my dad's actually meeting him, and he's going to cook him a decent meal. But he's got his Nutrigrain, he's got all his sports nutrition for tomorrow, he's got some milk, he's got his recovery shake for today, although I'm actually going to send him this one. And yeah, so lots of little packages of pretty boring stuff, but we'll see. It'll keep him entertained for a little while, no doubt, when he tries to figure out what the hell I've packed for him and why his bag's so heavy. Yeah, so he's got this Burdekin Dam crossing, and I'll be doing a big long drive around. I can't get through because the overflow thing goes over the road. Okay, that's enough from me. Hope everybody's having fun out there running and enjoying whatever weather you've got. If you're not in Queensland, I'm guessing it's probably cold. And yeah, only 27 days left of this, and I don't want it to be over, but it certainly feels like the hardest bits are done now, and we can kind of enjoy these last few weeks and really make the most of them, which is why Rich has a hangover, because he thought, well, you know, we're here with these people, they're offering him beer and they're having a little party and they've got the neighbours together to come and meet him. And it would be pretty sad to sit there and say, no thanks, I don't want beer, no thanks, don't want sausages off the barbecue because they're not part of my diet. So we just went for it, and he drank the beer, I ate the sausages, and it was wonderful. And yeah, but some really beautiful people actually. We're just so blessed to have met people along the way that just bring us into their homes and feed us and fuel his body with food and fuel our souls with good feelings. So very happy.